What's going on, y'all? My name is Trader Voice. This is the Infinity World Morning Show, man. The best freaking morning show in the Southeast, man. I hope everybody's waking up feeling good, feeling blessed, and feeling highly, highly favored, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed, and I'm feeling highly, highly favored, man. Let's get to it. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all see the title? President Biden gets sassy and yells at our so-called civil rights leaders, man. So if y'all remember, way back when President Biden first became president, he had a meeting with our so-called civil rights leaders. And our so-called civil rights leaders was trying to tell him what black people needs from him. If he want to win again, what black people needs from him. And let's see what President Biden's response is. Let's get to it. But before I start, this guy is the leader of the NAACP. And before I start with President Biden, I just want to say, who are these people? All I know is Al and him. I don't know the rest of these people. And speaking on NAACP, there's an NAACP building in Sumter that's always empty. And I honestly think that Sumter is in dire need of a NAACP, of an Israelite group, some type of group or camp that could guide black men and black women and black kids here in this town of Sumter, because they don't call it Merc City for nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't understand why the NAACP building is always empty. Ain't nobody there. Then on the window it says something about voting. Nigga, we need y'all to be outside. Who are these people? All these leaders, we need y'all outside. We need to see y'all. We don't know who y'all are. We barely even see Al now. But let's get to it. Let's see what Biden got to say, man. Let's get to the video.
I'm there. President-elect, you've mentioned more than once how the black vote saved you in your races in the Senate in Delaware. You've talked about your friendship with Mouse. We are now saying the black community have stood up in this election cycle. Let's not suffocate the black vote in Georgia and make sure we send the right message, because the success of this administration will be the ability of the Senate to confirm your nominees. We have an opportunity here, and we want to make sure we seize upon this opportunity and allowing for the input necessary. 10 more appointments to go. A lot of people in our community are getting a little anxious because they are not seeing enough of the progress they thought they would have seen at this point. Let's not disappoint them, and let's not get to a place where voters in Georgia begin to second guess.
Okay, let me respond. I've got to.
Before Biden even respond, I just want to say, black people, we was wary of Biden in the first place. The only reason niggas start voting for Biden is because y'all played the boogeyman, Trump boogeyman. If Trump win again, basically saying Trump win again, we was going back to slavery. They basically did a whole fear tactic. And basically was like, y'all see how bad it, but y'all don't remember how bad it was under Obama? That was supposed to be the first black one, the black president. Y'all don't remember how bad it was under Obama? I don't think nothing was bad. I don't think what we did under Trump, we can't even compare what we went through under Obama. It was bad under Obama. So they used that fear tactic. Yo, Trump, basically, if Trump wins, Trump's gonna send us back to slavery, and we gonna be seeing niggas hanged in trees everywhere. And we don't vote for Biden. Remember Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. You feel me? All that extra stuff. You feel me? We ain't never really fuck with Biden like that. That's why you see a lot of niggas just saying, fuck it, we going to Trump. Biden ain't really did nothing for us anyways. That's exactly why, dude. This is back in what, 2020? He's saying back in 2020, yo, black people's getting, we ain't seeing no progress. We got you in. Where's the progress? We ain't seeing nothing. This is back in 2020. We still saying that 2024. But let's see what Biden got to say, because it sounds like Biden about to go off.
I've got to go. Let me respond. There's a lot to respond to here. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it. I'm the only.
Who is he talking to like that? I mean what I say when I say it. I mean when I say what I say when I say it. Oh, Sleepy Joe. I wish Sleepy Joe would talk to me like that. Boy, dude just said, yo, black people, if it wasn't for black people, you wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for black people, you would not be here. You wouldn't be president. Nigga, you not about to stay there and talk to me like that. When if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be here. I couldn't be one of them. No old white man's gonna be talking to me like that. I'm sorry.
The only person who's ever run on 3 platforms that I was told could not possibly win the election, and I never ceased from it. One was on restoring the soul of this country because of what I saw happen in Charlottesville. That was it. No one else was talking about it. The words of presidents matter. Nobody else. No progressive.
Wait, hold on, because he seen what happened in Charlottesville. Hold on. When was Charlotte?
I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it. I'm the only person,
Nigga,
who's ever run on 3 platforms that I was told could not possibly win the election, and I never ceased from it. One was on restoring the soul of this country because of what I saw happen in Charlottesville. That was it. No one else was.
the soul wasn't gone. The soul of the country definitely wasn't gone before Charlottesville, right? That's what he said. Cause I'm pretty sure niggas was getting hanged from trees still. I'm pretty sure niggas was getting killed by the cops still. I'm pretty sure it was a lot of chaos going on still. But Charlottesville, that's what made them feel like the soul of the America was gone. Charlottesville. Didn't a white woman get ran over or something? Charlottesville. That's crazy. Charlottesville is the one that did it.
Was talking about it. The words of presidents matter. Nobody else, no progressive, was talking about it. I did. My son Bo used to have an expression. He'd say, remember, Dad.
Crackhead Bo.
Home base. It ain't worth the job if I can't say what I believe. I didn't want to run this time. I ran this time because of the racist son of a gun who was president of the United States of America. That's why I ran. And you'll remember, a lot of you told me talking about the soul of America was going over people's heads. They didn't know what we're talking about. The words of a president matter. What a president says matters. And you've never seen me shy away. In the middle of the debate, I called him a racist. In the middle of the debate with him, I took on white supremacists. I'm the guy that took on every single time somebody was threatened in this country. The only white boy you know who did it, period.
Woo! He said the only white boy you know who did it, nigga, period. I feel like I gotta say nigga. I feel like that's what I feel like Biden want to say at the end of every, when he make a statement, I feel like he want to say nigga at the end of every statement. I swear, bruh. He said, I'm the only white boy you know who did it. Nigga. Yo, they better than me. Yo, Biden would not be up there talking to me like that. I swear. Oh, everything I love, he would not be talking to me like that. He up there pointing and everything. I can't believe he just said that. He said, I'm the only white boy y'all know who did it. Look at him just smiling. Like, yeah, master. Yeah, master. Talk to him. Boy. That's crazy. I ain't never had no white nigga talk to me like that. He said, I'm the only white boy who you know did this. Nigga, I fought white supremacy, nigga, by myself. Nigga, I told Trump he was a racist by myself. I did this. I ain't gonna lie, bro. When Trump was in, it wasn't that bad to me. It wasn't that when Trump was in office. It really wasn't that. When we talking about this racial shit, it really wasn't that bad to me. If y'all remember, I keep talking about, if y'all remember, it was crazy under Obama. Yo, niggas was getting killed by the police left and right every 30 minutes. Niggas was actually getting hung from trees. It was bad under Obama. At least with Trump, niggas got a little 1,200. You feel me? At least with Trump gave a little 1,200. You feel me? I just got 6. I ain't get the whole 12, but shoot, at least nigga got a little money. At least we knew Trump was the right. At least we knew what we was getting from Trump. Not like Biden, who tell us he was gonna do this for black people, and had a plan, lift up every voice. And nigga, we ain't heard lift up every voice after 2020. We ain't heard lift up every voice after 2020. What happened to that plan? Did that plan go into effect? I don't think the plan is in effect. That plan was supposed to go into effect immediately as soon as he got into office. And it hasn't. It hasn't. It's been nothing but broken promises. Nothing but broken promises. And you know why I'm also mad? Because these so-called civil rights leaders and many other black people, when Trump was in office, as soon as another black person tried to even go up to Trump, talk to Trump and tell Trump, yo, we need this for black people, we need this for black people, we need this for black people. Niggas like this will call him cool. Niggas like this was on Ice Cube. They was calling Ice Cube coons and other black people that was trying to talk to Trump. And I say Ice Cube because Ice Cube had a plan backed by Dr. Claude Anderson and other black scholars and black economic people that actually wrote the plan. Ice Cube didn't write the plan himself, nigga. He got scholars, nigga, to write the plan for him. And when he was trying to go to Trump to give him the plan, because Biden didn't want to talk. Y'all remember this? Biden didn't even want to talk to the nigga. And so he went to the nigga who was president at the time. And y'all clowned him, called him coons. Why is he with him? Why this is just a photo op? This that. No, niggas is trying to get things done. I keep saying this. And know what's crazy? They waited. They didn't even want to talk to Trump. They waited till Trump lost, got in office, to talk to Biden, and what Biden do? Cuss these niggas out. What Biden do? Cuss these niggas out and not do nothing for these niggas. I honestly feel like, my hearts of hearts, Trump was so arrogant. We could have used that against him. In my hearts of hearts, we could have said, Trump, nigga, if you want to say you did this with black people, cool. Go ahead and say, as long as you do an executive order, because Trump was good for an executive order. He was gonna give executive order. We could have got about 3 or 4 executive orders out of Trump. But every time nigga want to talk to Trump, now I want to call a nigga coons and stuff. Now look at us. Now look at y'all niggas getting cussed out by Biden.
Out there every single time. So look, all I'm saying here is, guys and ladies, we're on the same exact page. The same exact page. We talked about closing the racial wealth gap. That's the single biggest thing I want to get done. It's the ultimate equalizer, no matter what else happens. Because I plan on spending over $15 billion to provide for opportunity for young black entrepreneurs to get them off the ground. Black farmers to be able to own their own property, young people being able to get their first $15,000 down payment on a home, making sure that they have an opportunity to gain wealth. We can do all the rest of this unless the black community is able to make up the wealth gap, in my humble opinion, is real trouble. I
Where's the 15B at? Joe? Sleepy Joe? Niggas need that. My bad, that's the last time I'm saying. But where's the sleepy? Where sleepy? Where's the 15B at, Sleepy Joe? Where's the 15B at? And you got that to give, nigga. You might as well give us the reparations. We might as well do the reparations then. But where's the 15B at, Joe? Come on, man. Dude just be lying.
support same-day registration. I'm the guy that extended the Voting Rights Act for 25 years as a United States Senator. Before, Sherilyn, you were even involved. I got it. I started off, I'm much older than you. That's why I got involved in politics. The assault on the black vote and voting rights across the nation has never been more ugly than it is today. You got to go all the way back to the original Jim Crow to get where this guy is. If in case you haven't looked, we have the largest voting right. Kristen, my operation, 1,000 lawyers, bigger than you or anybody else out there on voting rights. 1,000 in this campaign. Not a joke. 1,000. So
Biden is scolding them, bro. Like he called Christian. You thought she was doing, bro. I got 1,000 lawyers out here. Stop playing with me. You think you talking to me? You trying to question me? Nigga, I'm doing more than you. I'll get what Biden telling them right now.
I want you to know, I understand this. I know, look at the 38 cases that have been brought against my being president of the United States. All about phony actions. And so I think there should be same-day registration, automatic voting rights. I've been pushing, and I got a number of people that contribute significantly to the effort down in Florida to make sure that federal prisoners who serve their time have every single right restored to them. That's been my position before it was anybody else's position. I've been out pushing that. In addition to that, I think it's really important that no one goes to prison for a drug offense. Nobody. They go into rehabilitation. Rehabilitation. That's what we should be building, rehabilitation centers, not more prisons. I have a $20 billion effort that I'm proposing to get states to change their sentencing guidelines so that there is no more mandatory sentences across the board. In addition to that, we're talking about having diversity hiring in every agency. I promise you that is going to happen. We're just getting started here. Police reform, judicial reform. Look, you know, if you notice, when I was chairman of the Judiciary Committee and when I was advising the president, who did we
Biden
get
just
on the
talking.
court? We got on a woman who worked for me, became a member of the Supreme Court. Another woman who was a leading Hispanic in America no one paid attention to is on the court. All the people that I pushed on the court have been really pro-civil rights judges across the board. And I, like you, the idea, Kristen, that everybody has to be a prosecutor. I'm a public defender. When I'm president of the United States of America, we're going to see to it that public defenders, federal defenders, get paid the same as federal prosecutors. Mm-hmm. So we can attract people. There's a whole range of things I guess I'm trying to say here. Look, the whole idea of equity is built into everything we've done. For example, I laid out my COVID team. Nobody's ever done this before. We're going to have Marcela Nunez Smith, but yeah, she is going to have one job. We have an equity task force. Her entire job is to deal with the inequity that exists because of racial discrimination. And Ms. Campbell, that's what this is all about, making sure that, you may remember, I'm the first person, black or white, who called attention to the fact that you were finding that there was the rate of people who were African Americans who are dying was 3 times that of white people. That's because a friend of mine, a white guy who happens to be, as you well know.
Oh, so she the one that put that information out and found that out and put the information out like that black people was dying more than white people from COVID. That was her. Did that.
No, Derek, the mayor of the city of Detroit called me to tell me about it. I insisted that we keep a record on everything that happened since then. Guys, guess what I'm saying, guys, is, I mean what I say. The hard part here is I'm going to have a lot of trouble. We're going to have a lot of trouble getting a lot of this done with this Congress. And so the question is, for example, I'm going to be appointing at least, and look, the reason I'm not telling you who the other black made cabinet positions I'm going to appoint are is because it'll get out. And guess what? I can't defend them. They're going to be out there by themselves without any defense before they're named. They're going to get ripped to shreds. That's why I'm going to wait. You will be pleased, I believe. You will be pleased to see there'll be more African Americans in major positions within a cabinet in major spots and more Hispanics in major spots than ever in American history. That's going to happen. I promise you that. And the other thing is, for example, thus far, for example, when we went ahead and we made sure that, I have.
We don't need no more tokenism. We don't need no more just putting black people in spots for diversity. We need action. We need policies and we need action for black people. I don't care who in office. I don't care if it's a purple, blue, black, blonde, a nigga with red hair. I don't care who in office. I don't care who's in office. The symbolism don't move me. You know what moves me? The 15 billion, the 15B he was talking about. Where that's at. You know what moved me? A policy. Reparations moved me. You know what moved me? A policy. A policy that's gonna help keep my kids safe in the neighborhoods. Well, they ain't gotta worry about niggas with military guns running around everywhere. That's a good policy. Another good. What's this? We don't need no more. I don't care who's in office. I don't care if it's a black woman in office, a black man in office, a white woman, a Mexican woman. I don't care who's in office. All I care about is what policies and what's the actions that you gonna do to help black people. I don't care about none of these symbolisms of the black women gonna be in the office, this black women gonna be have this cabinet, this black women gonna have this cabinet, this black women gonna have this cabinet. Cause we see now we in 2024, we see that none of that mattered. We don't even see Kamala Harris. We don't even see Kamala. We don't even see how she got maneuvering her power. What power do she got? Where's all these black women and that Biden put in position? What power do they got? Can they make shit move? Can they make shit shake? Like Nip said, what power do you got? What can you do? What can you move? Can you make shit move? You feel me? If Flint needs some water again right now, can you get some water there or something? Can you just make some shit happen? Can you make some shit move for us? Can you get a policy going for us? Just for us. Can you make it? Can you do something for us? If you can't, you just there. Like you're not useful to us. You just a black woman in a useless, or you just a black woman or a black man in a useless position for so-called diversity. Crazy.
As the Secretary of Treasury, Janet Yellen, but at number 2 is Wally Adeyemo, an African American, who is the number 2 guy with real authority at that department. Look underneath just what we're doing in addition to the people we've already named. You're going to see people, look, and Cecilia Rouse, Cece, she is a significant player. That's a serious position. But it's like, well, I don't know if that counts. I'm not so sure. Well, if it doesn't count for y'all, well, the hell with y'all. but because it's real. It's real. So all I'm saying is, look at us, judge.
The hell with us? Who is CC? Nigga, we don't know who CC is, dog. Just because you know it, like we need black. That's all I'm saying, nigga. We go, man. CC, who is CC? Obviously, don't nobody want CC in position, and don't nobody even know who CC. I don't know who CC is.
Just based on what we do, you're going to see more coming your way. And not only that, within the White House as well. Cedric is the best. Cedric's been with me from the beginning. And Cedric is going to be overseeing a great deal of this, and not all his responsibility, but he's in every single meeting. He's an assistant to the president. He's in every single meeting in the White House, period. And so what we're going to be doing here is making sure that we have diverse hiring, not only and for the.
Again, what power does Cedric has? He been with you from the jump. He been with you. He's in all the meetings, right? But what power do he have? Because obviously, if he telling you, yo, black people need this, black people need that, black people need this, black people, we don't need the trickle down effect. We need policies just for us. Does Cedric have the power to tell you, yo, this is what we need? Are you gonna listen? Are you gonna listen, or are you gonna be like, man, get out of here, bro? I put you in office, bro. I gave you a job. Relax, my G. I gave you a job, bro. Relax. You ain't gotta do all that no more. Like, what? Do Cedric got some power? Can he make shit move for us? Can he make shit shake for us? Can he get shit done for us? If he don't got that type of, if he can't do it, he's just another token nigga. To be honest, let's get to it.
Made cabinet positions and the sub-cabinet positions, but down the line, it's going to make a big difference. And within the White House as well. Assistant to the president, there's only 6 of those slots. It matters. And by the way, I think you're going to see, I always kid Kamala by say this, but we're going to have more women than men, as it's looking like now. Okay, that's good, because I'm surrounded by women smarter than me, starting off with my wife and my sister. But all kidding aside, this is going to be fully across the board. I'm going to keep the commitment that I said. And here's the thing, and Al, Reverend Al, I think you're right about this. It matters what a president says. And if you notice, I am not mincing my words when I speak about what I plan on doing as president of the United States. The only thing I'm not doing is I'm not engaging in retribution. I am not deciding that the way to win is to go after hate with hate. We have to convince people. We have to move them. And one of the overwhelming reasons I won, by the way, is because we took on racism in suburbia. White women overwhelmingly voted with me, and black women were the 2 places where it was overwhelming, because we spoke to those concerns. And Vanita, you know what I'm talking about. You and I have talked.
White suburban women go through racism? Yeah, I'm lost.
Before, I don't carry around a stamp on my head saying progressive and I'm AOC, but I have more of a record of getting things done in the United States Congress than anybody you know. Anybody you know of getting things accomplished. And that sounds so self-serving. I know that, but this is going to really be hard. This is going to really be hard. And let me conclude and turn it over to Kamala, who says, what the hell am I doing with this guy right now? But all kidding aside, I've known you my whole life, most of you. I've worked with you my whole life, most of you. I've been around doing this for a long time. I don't always get it right, but I always take responsibility. When I get it wrong, I acknowledge I got it wrong. But my overarching objective, if we cannot make significant progress on racial equity, this country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European.
You hear me? Yo, Biden talking, maybe not just me, but Biden talking to them crazy right now. I can't believe they over here laughing. Do you see, the NAACP like nigga, he feel like he look like he about to slap Biden. He look like he want to slap Biden. I ain't gonna hold you. But all these other niggas is laughing and like giggling and stuff, bro. This is a serious matter, a serious time, y'all letting him walk all over y'all. Y'all just letting him just talk to y'all crazy, and y'all just let him say anything and everything. Like, this is madness. This is madness.
And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Do y'all see? Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let's rewind it. Let's rewind it.
But because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European.
You hear me?
And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
He said we're gonna have to start working with the Hispanics, who makes a larger who got more than they more than us. They make up a larger population than us. So you talking about these Hispanics that we gotta work with?
Now, were you weren't exactly expecting that, now were they? And I just couldn't help but notice, that does sound a little familiar to me. Sounds like something I've heard somewhere else, as a matter of fact.
More money for you. You working. No more money for you. Bye-bye. Go back across the No more money for you. No more money for you.
You talking about those Hispanics, Biden? You talking about these Hispanics, Biden? The Hispanics that's calling us lazy?
You working. No more money for you. Bye-bye. Go back across the No more money for you. No more money for you.
Interesting.
Lazy. You lazy. No more money for you. Take your ass.
Is this the minority coalition? Is this the black and brown minority coalition? Is this the Mexicans, the brown people, the Hispanics who Biden said we supposed to work with? Them?
And Americans. But because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
So Biden, so this letting you know right now, Biden's whole plan was to let the Mexicans in. His whole plan was for all this to go down. What's going down right now? From the beginning, this was his whole plan. He letting us know right now, yo, y'all gonna have to start with this. A lot of them niggas that's about to come in. It's a lot of Mexicans. It's a lot of Hispanics. I just want to say Mexicans. It's a lot of Hispanics that's about to come over the border. You feel me? And that's who y'all gonna have to deal with. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let them in. I have a plan to let them in. I'm gonna be working with them. And y'all gonna have to make a decision if y'all gonna work with them, because there's more of them than y'all. Let's keep it going.
In terms of raw numbers, we're going to have to be working with a whole group of people that, in fact, are the single most diverse democracy in American history and anywhere in the world. And we got to figure out how to unify this country. And you've been the leaders of being able to do that. Not a joke. And so there's some things that I'm going to be able to do by executive order. I'm not going to hesitate to do it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what used to, Benita, you probably used to get angry with me during the debates when you'd have some of the people you were supporting said, on day one, I'm going to executive order to do this. Not within the constitutional authority. I am not going to violate the Constitution.
But Trump did it all the time, and he was allowed to do it. But now when we need you to do something for us, it's against the fucking Constitution. I'm not going to stop it. Come on now, man. It's against the, bro. We seen Trump do executive order after executive order after executive order. Yo, Congress them don't want to do it. Oh, they moving slow. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Now y'all just gonna deal with it. But it's in law right now. You feel me? Like, bro, now when it come to us, what we need now, you can't do no executive orders. Bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, black women, please do this time around. Please do not let the Democrats do the fear mongering on y'all to get y'all to vote for Biden. Please don't let them do the Trump boogeyman on y'all. Please don't let the Trump boogeyman work on y'all. Please don't let it work on y'all. Please don't, because either way, this is America. Either way, this is America. Most High God is taking America where the Most High God wants it to take it. It don't matter who is the president. I ain't gonna hold you. It don't matter who is the president. So don't let the fear mongering of the Democrats get you out of your square, out your pocket. These Democrats ain't did nothing for y'all. These Democrats have not did nothing for y'all, black women. Y'all get paid less. I just looked it up. Y'all get paid less than white women. I always hear black women talk about we want to get paid like white men, like white women. Y'all don't even get paid like white women. To keep it real, to keep it honest. What has Biden done? He ain't done. He said his whole purpose was in the beginning of the video. You feel me? In the beginning of the video, he said his whole purpose was to the wealth gap. We gotta get the wealth gap. That's one of the biggest things that's hindering the black community is the wealth gap. Let me tell y'all something. The wealth gap has gotten bigger. Black women is still getting paid less than white women, even with all the degrees and everything like that. Black men, a felon, a white dude that's a felon with no degree is getting called back before a black man with a degree that's not a felon still. Man, Biden ain't did nothing. Biden has done nothing. This is why Biden has done nothing so much. This is why this happens. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Watch this.
I chose Wix for my business because of its massive scope for functionality and
Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, there was a video that I had just saw on Fox News, and I thought this video was quite interesting. Now, I remember about 3 years ago, and what the climate was, it was around the time of George Floyd. A lot of black people was angry. A lot of black people was upset. And a lot of them wanted Trump out of office. They looked at Trump as the, spawn of Satan and a fascist, racist, and everything else, and how they looked at him. And you couldn't have told nobody that the video I'm about to show you here would even be made with black people speaking about Trump in the way they're going to speak about him. Now, let me go ahead and play this clip. It's from Fox News, and I was like, wow, really? I just thought that was quite interesting. And I know the Boule and the Democrats, they don't like these kind of videos. I'm about to show you. Let's go ahead and roll that.
How's Joe Biden doing?
He's too old. Sorry. But everybody elected him, so that's y'all fault. He's sitting there lying to
Oh, we.
people.
He's the worst president that we ever had. Joe Biden, please go back to Delaware because New York City, you have no idea what we need.
He's a slimy mother. He take you out to lunch and stick the fork up your ass right after. Who do you want to win the 2024 election, Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. I want Donald Trump. Trump.
That happens to be me, in case you forget.
When he was in, it was no crime. Crime was down.
Uncle Donald. No cap. That's a nice guy.
Trump is straight up and down, like 6 o'clock. At least I know what I get when it comes to him.
I was more comfortable with Donald Trump in office.
I'm not voting for Joe Biden.
And you ain't black.
Trump, that's right, I said it. That's right, I said it.
What do you like about Donald Trump?
He don't bull. He don't care. I like that.
Trump was giving back people money.
I said earlier, you go from the.
Did I say that earlier? I'm like, at least Trump gave us niggas 1,200. You feel me? At least Trump and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing why black people like Trump, right? It's because we know he racist. We know what we gonna get out of Trump. I'd rather deal with a racist white man than a racist white man that's hiding his racism. I'd rather deal with a white man that's out. I'd rather deal with a white man that's forward with his racism. That he ain't trying to hide it. He's proud of his racism. I'd rather deal with a white man like that than a white man who's sneaky, conniving, and hates you and secretly do anything and everything to try to block you because he hates you because he's racist. But he ain't gonna tell you though. He's just gonna pass policies. He's gonna just do little slick things here and there. Pass a little policy, pass a little law here and there. You feel me? I'd rather deal with a nigga that's gonna tell me straight up, I don't like you. That's who I'd rather deal with. You feel me? So, but let's go back to the video.
But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what Benita, you probably used to get angry with me during the debates when you'd have some of the people you were supporting said, on day one, I'm going to executive order to do this. Not within the constitutional authority. I am not going to violate the Constitution. Executive authority that my progressive friends talk about is way beyond the bounds. And as one of you said, maybe you, Reverend now, whether it's far left or far right, there is a Constitution. It's our only hope, our only hope. And the way to deal with it is where I have executive authority, I will use it to undo every single damn thing this guy has done by executive authority. But I'm not going to exercise executive authority where it's questioned, where I can come along and say, I can do away with assault weapons. There's no executive authority to do away with that. And no one's fought harder to get rid of assault weapons than me. But you can't do it by executive order. If you do that, next guy comes along and says, well, guess what? By executive order, I'm going to say everybody can own machine guns again. So we got to be careful. I know you all know this. I know you know it. And poor Kamala's heard me say this, and so has Cedric. I used to have a friend named Bob Gold, who was a really bright guy, not much of it. We went to school together. He wasn't an academic whiz, but bright as hell. And as he grew up, he became very successful. And I look at him, he died of a heart transplant. And about 20 years ago, I said to him, Bob, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you understand me? He looked at me and said, Joe, I not only understand you, I overstand you. I'm sure you overstand me here. I desperately want to work with each of you. And I promise you, you will have access to us on a regular basis. And any emergency, you'll have access to us. We got to figure out a way how to regularly see to it we can do it as a group like we're doing now. Yeah. But I'm going to have an opportunity to be able to go down and answer your questions. And let me just say two more things. I like HR 1 and I like HR 4. But let me tell you something. We're going to have a hell of a hard time getting that passed through a Republican Senate. So the question is, what can we do in the meantime? I'm going to push them. I'm going to push them. And by the way, you know, the whole idea of gag conversations, that ends in my administration. There's no possibility you'll hear me talking about that. There's no possibility, but what we're going to talk about is formally how we go about changing police misconduct, exposing it, keeping the records, the things I wanted to talk about with you, Ms. Campbell, where the whole idea of this task force and how we're going to deal with, you're going to see there's going to be at least 2 more major African-American women who are going to be appointed to this group that we're talking about in major positions in the White House and in the administration. You're also going to see
nothing has changed in the police system. Nothing. There's been no police reform. There's been nothing. There's just nothing. There's just been black death. There's just been black men, black women, and black babies getting killed by the police. There's been nothing that has changed.
That we're going to appoint, and I guess let me conclude with this because I'm going to get in real trouble here in terms of my time. You know, I promise you, there will be an AG who has a significant record on dealing with civil rights. That's a guarantee. And each of the departments, you will see that as well. Vanita, you did a hell of a job in the Civil Rights Division. I really mean it. But you will see that is critical. And I think it matters how we start off. I'll conclude by saying one of the things I learned early on was that if in order to get things done in the Congress or the Senate, I start off by always going after my opponent's motive, I'm never going to get anything done. When I talk about dealing with the whole notion of what we're going to do in terms of infrastructure, I'm talking about it across the board. I'm not talking about just building highways. I'm talking to making sure that we have safe water. I'm going to make sure we have clean water. I'm going to make
clean, safe water. Where? Where? I think who's from Mississippi? Who from Mississippi? I think is one of these two is from Mississippi. They should have said what? Where? Mississippi still ain't got no clean water. Mississippi water still messed up, bruh. Over there in Jackson, I think. And there's many more black towns in the South and all around the country with bad, unclean, unhealthy water. You feel me? So what is he talking about? I don't even hear Sleepy Joe talking about none of this stuff no more. We ain't heard about the Lift Up Every Voice. When the last time y'all heard Sleepy Joe talk about the Lift Up Every Voice plan? When the last time y'all heard Sleepy Joe talk about the infrastructures? and having clean and safe water. When last time y'all heard? When last time y'all heard Sleepy Joe talk? I can't tell you when last time I heard Kamala. I don't even know what Kamala Harris sound like anymore. I ain't gonna hold you. Sleepy Joe just up there talking.
Make sure that we can breathe the clean air. I'm going to make you realize all the folks who are getting clobbered by climate. They're all fence line communities, which you all come from. The black community, the poor community. They're the ones who are dying overwhelmingly as a consequence of the impacts of climate change. They're the ones who are going to get first relief in my climate policies. Climate's about equity. It's not just about being able to breathe clean air. It's about equity. And we're going to build back in a way that we're going to create significant jobs for folks that in fact represent minority communities. Badly needed. And so I wish I had more time. Maybe we can have another one of these meetings before we actually get sworn in or in that area to go into, or maybe I respond to you in writing on a number of stuff you raised, but I will get back to you on the detail. But I promise you, Ms. Campbell, if you read the entirety of my position, you'll know that I've never waffled on what you're talking about. Never. And Kristen, you know my view on the judiciary, the Voting Rights Act, what we have to do to restore it, but we got to have to do it because we got to convince people. Absolute last point. One of the things I'd be concerned about, just as was pointed out to me that you wanted me to be concerned, Derek, I think it was you said it, about, dealing with Vilsack as in terms of agriculture. Well, first of all, you can learn more about Vilsack's record, but my point is this. I don't think we should make that a big issue going into before January 5th when the election takes place down in Georgia. But I also don't think we should get too far ahead of ourselves on dealing with police reform in that, because they've already labeled us as being defund the police. Anything we put forward in terms of the organizational structure to change policing, which I promise you will occur, promise you. Just think to yourself and give me advice whether we should do that before January 5th, because that's how
It has not changed at all.
they beat the living hell out of us across the country, saying that we're talking about defunding the police. We're not. We're talking about holding them accountable. We're talking about giving them money to do the right things. We're talking about putting more psychologists and psychiatrists on the telephones when the 911 calls through. We're talking about spending money to enable them to do their jobs better, not more with more force, with less force and more understanding. But that's, I just raise it with you to think about. How much do we push between now and January 5th? We need those 2 seats about police reform, but I guarantee you there will be a full-blown commission. I guarantee you it's a major, major, major element. And as Reverend Al said, I was a pain in the ass to everybody except him when we did the commission before. I didn't think we went far enough. We can go very far. It matters how we do it. I think it matters how we do it. As I learned early on, it's all right to question your opponents, and you're not my opponents, any of you. It's always appropriate to question your opponent's judgment. It's never appropriate to question their motive, even if you know it. Because once you question their motive, you're done. You can't get anything done. By the way, let's talk about building highways. By the way, you're in the pocket of the cement industry. Now, what can we do together? Not a chance of getting anything done. So we can be tough, question judgment, not motive to get things done. Anyway, I'm going to yield to my vice president.
Biden has got nothing done. Y'all leave in the comments all the stuff that Biden said, all the stuff that we heard Biden say. You feel me? Do you think that Biden did everything he said he was going to do? Because in 2020, like dude said back then, in 2020, black people was already wary. Like, bro, we like you. I mean, we don't like you. We just voted for you because y'all told us when we vote for Trump, he was gonna hang us from trees. Like y'all said Trump was the boogeyman. Y'all said we voted for Trump, we gonna be back in slavery type shit. You feel me? Like, so we already worried. Like, what you gonna do, Biden? What you gonna do? So like he ain't did nothing. He ain't did nothing. This is why. And y'all remember he brought up the Hispanics. Y'all remember he brought up the Hispanics. Y'all remember he let all the Hispanics in. You feel me? he let everybody their mama across that border and said y'all gonna have to work with them. Cause he sees and he plans on letting them all come over. That's why he's saying y'all gonna have to work with them. They the most group. They the fastest growing group. They got everybody their mama coming from over the border. And y'all gonna have to work with them. You think black people going for that? You think black people going, you think black people go, nigga, give us what we out. Biden, we don't care what you do with the Mexicans. Just give us what we want, what we need, what we deserve. We ain't gotta work with them niggas. We just telling you what we need, what we want. If you ain't gonna give us what we need and what we want, if you want to work with the Mexicans, this is what's about to happen.
I was looking for something
Not
fun.
the commercial.
My brain is always going a million.
Affordable housing crises, which is the park where my children grew up playing football. My husband coached football and baseball at that park. We had a call saying that park was going to be taken away from the community and used as a migrant shelter. And we immediately got on the phone. We started calling the people in the community. We called all of our elected officials. We called past and former players, coaches, parents. And we, we're like, hey, listen, they're trying to take our park away. We're going to have to rally and pull ourselves together and try to see if we can prevent this from happening.
Okay, so you got out there and you start, making some noise with this situation. But outside of the park, were anybody else kind of rumbling about, hey, wait a minute, what's going on with this migrant situation? Why is our community being targeted?
Well, we had all been aware of the migrant crisis, but not as prolific about it until they, again, when you start talking about taking away people's spaces and places, that kind of changes the narrative of things. And when you talk about taking one of the crown jewels in the Austin community, and this is a place where our mayor, Brandon Johnson, lives, or says he lives, let me put it that way. And we were just like, and because I kind of knew Brandon and had a relationship with him, so I thought, my husband and I have both been park advocates for the last 30 years or more. And you would think that if something like this was happening, we would get a phone call and say, hey, listen, we are talking about bringing these migrants over here. What do y'all think about this? Because if the brother had gave me a call, I'd have let him know, nah, brother, this ain't it right here. Don't do that. He could have avoided a lot of headache, but he tends to want to run City Hall like he's a dictator and don't want to talk to the people. And so you get what you get.
And I remember in one video you said that, you had, advocated for Brandon Johnson and.
Nah, but before they even get into Brandon Johnson, just remember, Biden told us the Hispanics is the most fastest, diverse group that he's letting over here. And in 2040 something, they're gonna be the biggest group. Why? Because all of them's coming from over the border. And he the Democrats want this to happen. They want the Hispanic group. They want the Hispanic voting bloc. They trying to get us. They trying to get us up out of here. They trying to get us up out of here where they don't even got to depend on us or depend on our votes or anything like that. right? So they trying to get the Hispanics to come on over. The more the merrier. You feel me? The more the merrier. And matter of fact, when y'all come over, we gonna push y'all. We gonna push y'all in their neighborhoods. We gonna close their schools down, close their parks down. You feel me? We gonna we gonna let y'all take over their neighborhoods. And pretty soon, over time, y'all eventually just gonna take over. You feel me? And they gonna eventually y'all push. They trying to get us up out of here, y'all. They trying to get us up out of here, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all.
And you voted for him because I guess you had more of an issue with Lori Lightfoot?
I wasn't really a Lori Lightfoot fan. So what happened with Lori Lightfoot is my husband was a member of the Chicago Board of Education. Lori Lightfoot appointed him. And because they had a difference of opinion about her wanting to take land that was supposed to be used for low-income housing and giving it to a community that wanted a high school and not using it for what it was designated for, she because he voted against it, she kicked him off the board. So I was kind of done with her with that. And so then, Brandon, like I said, because I knew him, not only did I support Brandon, I campaigned for Brandon, and I gave Brandon money. And so, I was like 10 toes down for him. But one thing about me is if you gonna do the job, you better do the job right. I don't care who you are. I don't care how well I know you. I don't care if you're my friend. You got to be about your business. I stand on business. And when you show me that you're not standing on business, I can't be bothered with you.
I remember I did an interview with Troy LaRaviere when I was in Chicago last time, and I asked him about Brandon Johnson, and the brother said
Stand on business.
All y'all knew Brandon, and that's why y'all supported him. And he was saying that what he's doing now, like you said, a lot of people, even he said he was kind of shocked at seeing what Brandon Johnson is doing, because they say from what he was telling me that Brandon Johnson was pretty solid prior to this.
I'm not going to say he was solid. I'm going to say I was willing to give him a chance. Let me just say that. We tend to, and like I said, Brandon Johnson was a lesson for not just myself, but should be a lesson for Black folks. And I say this now, we have a tendency to vote for people because they look like us. We vote for people because they're Democrats. And, traditionally, Black people always support Democrats. And so we kind of go along with that. And one of the things that happened with Brandon Johnson was he was really a lesson to me and probably to other Blacks that we can't just be out here voting for people because they look like us.
All skin folk ain't kin folk. And that goes exactly what I was talking about when Biden was talking about, we're going to have this Black woman and this right here. We're going to have this Black woman in this cabinet. We're going to have, this is going to be the most diverse cabinet. We don't care about that no more, bruh. We just care about, like what she said, are you going to stand on business and do what we tell you to do? Because we got you in there. We don't care about all the symbolism. You put a Black woman up here and a couple. We know that don't change nothing. You can put 1,000 Black women in the White House. That ain't going to change nothing. You can put 1,000 Black men in the White House. That ain't gonna change nothing. Especially if they not getting no real power. If they can't make shit move, can't make shit shake. They just a token Negro. Like in the words of Justin, they just a token Negro. And no more do we care, or no more will we just be voting a nigga in just because they Black. Cause those be the biggest traitors. For real.
And we definitely can't be supporting people just because they're Democrats, because Brandon Johnson, as well as President Biden, as well as our Governor Pritzker, are showing us what the Democratic Party really feels about Black people. So now it's time for us to stand up and say, you know what? We can't keep doing that anymore. And I think that one of the things that people have to understand is that we're not our great grandparents. We don't just go along to get along. This ain't that. If you cross us, we done. Period.
I've said on my show many times before, maybe you could, maybe your story is a little different, but in the Black community, the way my upbringing, we were raised to be Democrats.
Yeah.
Period. You know, white Jesus and Democrat.
That's it.
You know, if you can go out here and shoot up the block.
I said white Jesus and Democrats. That's funny.
Go to jail, come back. Everybody talking about give you a second chance. All your sins are washed by the blood of Jesus. But let you say you're not going to vote Democrat and they'll cast you out the black community.
Look, and we still getting that. You think I don't hear that? You know.
Oh, I know you getting it. Oh, I know you getting it.
I was at an event where one of Congressman Danny K. Davis's staff members was like, what's this I hear about that Republican stuff? Girl, you better go somewhere and sit down. I was like, look here. One of the great things about this country is we get to choose. And I am choosing to not mess with them Democrats anymore. Like I said, and it's not just me. We're setting a trend. This is a wave, and I'm like pushing it all across the city of Chicago, across the state if I can, because listen, let me tell you something. Biden can stop this crisis at the border whenever he gets ready to.
Yes, he can.
He does not want to stop it.
Exactly. That's why when he said, that's why I'm glad she said that, because that's why it was so important for us to hear what Biden had to say about the Hispanics, how he said they the fastest growing group. And to be honest, they got way more large numbers than y'all, and y'all gonna have to figure out a way to how to work with them. That was telling to me, bruh. I don't know about y'all, but that was telling to me. And now we see 4 years, now we see there's a migrant crisis, a migrant crisis. Biden don't want to do nothing about it. He wants all of them people to come over here. He wants, like, the Democrats is looking to replace the black voting bloc. I'm trying to tell y'all. They looking not even the black voting bloc. They looking they trying to get rid of us. I'm trying. It's getting deep. It's getting deep. It's getting crazy out here for us.
Okay, he doesn't want to stop it. The same way our mayor can say, you know what? I realized that we were a sanctuary city. We might need to rethink this. Now we're overwhelmed. You're going to the government begging for money to take care of migrants. Actually, the sanctuary city status does not really require us to take care of these people. All it does is means that we won't report you to ICE. So now we're taking on the baggage of having to take care of and support them. That's not what it's about. And then you here in the black community where you still have people who are suffering. We still have 61,000 people who were homeless before the migrants got here, and we're not dealing with them. And we done made these people who done came from somewhere else a priority over them. And you okay with that? Let me tell you something. I was sitting in a meeting Thursday night with representatives from Chicago Public Schools who told us that we got a $391 million deficit. Can you imagine what we could have done with the money that we spent on the migrants already to support our schools? And you think we don't have, listen. Nah.
Listen. You feel me? Listen to this lady, right? Nigga, she just said the school is in deficit. But they giving the money to the migrants. The money that could have helped the school get out of deficit and help the kids get a better education. They decided to give it to the migrants. Listen. a city like Chicago, she said 61,000 people was homeless. We know the homicide rate. We know everything that's going. We know all the craziness that's going on in Chicago. A city that's ran by Democrats. Listen. Listen. You feel me? A city ran by Democrats. Black people, this should be a lesson, especially to black women. This should be a lesson that the Democrats do not fuck with us. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. They trying to get us out of here. They hoping that all these Mexicans and Hispanics will come over so they could just get they don't got to worry about us. They can just have their votes. Listen, this is Joe Biden's whole idea. This is Joe Biden's whole idea, bruh.
I ain't gonna be able to do it. And I'm not gonna be able to stand by and let my people continue to support a party that will not support its people.
Now you just said 61,000, homeless. What did Brandon Johnson do with them? Because in Chicago right now, it is dangerously cold. What are all them in those shelters that he's creating?
Some of them are in shelters, but not to the extent that the migrants are. And you have to remember, those people who were out there in the tents, we had a homeless crisis before the migrants got here. There was never a time where they came along and put them up in hotels. There was never a time where there was a cry to ministers and churches to take these people in and let them sleep in your churches, even though there was an issue that the city wasn't well equipped to handle. It has never happened. We have an affordable housing crisis here in the city of Chicago. They talk about the black flight. One of the reasons that there's a black flight in the city of Chicago is because of affordable housing. But now all of a sudden you are making housing readily available for the migrants. You didn't do this for the black folks who were suffering.
This is why, this is why Joe Biden is definitely not going to win this term. You got black people saying build the wall now. This is why Joe Biden definitely not going to win no term. They treating the Mexicans, the migrants, the niggas that's not even legal, way better than us. They treating them way better. The people that was supposed to, the people that the Democrats can always depend on, the people that Joe Biden claimed the people that Joe Biden say got him into the president seat. These are the people that the Democrats gonna neglect. They're gonna ignore these people. Y'all rather get special treatment. Y'all rather help the immigrants rather than American citizens. This is what the Joe Biden Democrat Party thinks about us. No longer is we voting for Democrats just to be Democrats. I don't vote anyways, but I'm just saying. No longer can, we vote for Democrats just because it's Democrats, or just because that person is black, or just because that person has darker skin, and them niggas now don't even be black. They be Indian or something like that, from India. You feel me? Let's get to it.
Actually, and I'm not going to even say the black folks. We didn't do it for any of the people who were here in the city of Chicago suffering from homelessness. We weren't running out there trying to fill up shelters and create new shelters so that those people would have some place to go. Whatever happened to taking care of home first?
And then recently, Brandon Johnson just found $90+ million of COVID funds. And he all of a sudden he found that money and wanted to use it for migrants. How do you feel about him finding this almost over $90 million and not using it for the people in Chicago, but using it for migrants?
Well, first of all, he ain't found. Well, I'm not gonna swear. First of all, he didn't find anything. Mm-hmm. That money was there, and it was earmarked for a specific purpose. They just diverted it the same way they're going to divert the rest of our tax dollars. Because here's the thing, if you're running to the government crying to the Biden administration that you don't have enough money to take care of these people, at some point it's going to trickle down to the taxpayers here in the city of Chicago. And we're not naive to that fact. And as I said before, black people can say that we need more investment in our communities. We need better investments in our schools. We want to see trade programs in our schools so that our kids who can't afford to go to college or who don't want to go to college are able to learn a trade and go on and and work and be able to provide for themselves and for their families. We understand that those things cost money, but you find money for everything else, but you can't find money for our people. And let's not even deal with reparations and the fact that you got to have a commission for reparations. There was no commission when Biden wanted to send money to Ukraine. There was no commission when he wanted to send money over to Israel. And there's no commission on taking care of these migrants. So tell me why the hell you got to have a commission in order to do something for black people. That's some BS to me.
Yeah, right.
That's how you know they not gonna do nothing for us. Finally, black people is realizing the Democrats is not going to do nothing for us. All the symbolism and tokenism and the token Negro and broken promises, that's out. Biden, if you ain't gonna stand on business like this lady said, if you ain't gonna stand on business and really do what you said you was gonna do, it's over. It's a wrap. You out of here. I'd rather deal with Trump. At least Trump ain't gonna lie to a nigga. Trump gonna tell you straight up, I don't fuck with y'all. I ain't gonna do nothing for y'all. So what that tell black people? All right, he ain't gonna do nothing for us. He don't fuck with us. All right, this is what we got. We gotta come together and figure this shit out on our own. We gonna have to come together and figure. That's what Trump gonna make us do. He gonna make us come to figure this shit out on our own and come together on our own. To the point where we like, man, we don't need no Democrat or Republicans. We got our own shit. I can't wait for that day to happen. But that's what I'm saying though. We finally coming out from that under that Democratic spell, bruh.
Now, anybody, I call it, the reparations commission scam. Because it's a scam at this point.
A scam.
They know we got to see clearly, even during COVID, right?
The nigga found the nigga got 90. Where was you know how bad Chicago is? You know how bad Chicago need that 90, the black people in Chicago need that 90 million? But then when the migrants come, the illegal immigrants come out of now y'all want to use the 90 mil? This is crazy. Now y'all want to use the 90 mil. On the mic. Yo.
They spent trillions of dollars. They didn't have no commission to do it. And they just started putting money in people's hands, so much so that people was defrauding the government. That's how much money they were throwing around. But when it comes to our reparations, we talking about the Democrats now. They supposed to be our friends, right?
Right.
Look, all of us were raised to be Democrats. All of us in the black community have voted Democrat, me included, right? But yet our friends say basically forget the black community. We asking for an anti-black hate crime bill, but know what Biden do when he get in office? He gives it to the Asian community, who won't even come out and vote for him right now.
But you know what? And that's the same thing for the Latino community. We're doing all of these things to support them. They don't really vote Democrat, not to the extent that they should, considering the Democratic Party is the one that really takes care of them, considering Obama went through all kinds of things to make life easier for the dreamers, but they don't really vote Democrat.
On top of that, they don't want the migrants there either. They don't want them.
No.
That's the best kept secret. I'm from Arizona. I grew up around Mexicans my whole life. I've heard Mexicans say, yo, I don't like the Mexicans from Mexico. I don't fuck with the Mexicans from Mexico. I've heard that. Yo, they was riding for Trump. A lot of them was riding for Trump. Yo, build the wall. I don't want these niggas up over here. I don't want these essays up over here. This is Mexicans saying that about other Mexicans. When Sheriff Arpaio, y'all remember my AZ when Sheriff Arpaio was riding around, rounding Mexicans up and shipping them back and all doing all that. There was some Mexicans saying, yo, if they illegal, get them up out of here. Mexicans be a lot of Mexicans do not fuck with other Mexicans, especially the Mexicans in Mexico. And the Mexicans from Mexico be looking down on the Mexicans in America because they don't know how to speak. They look at them not even like real Mexicans. So it's a whole little dynamic going on over there. You feel me? Like, it's crazy.
No, not at all. And let me tell you something. This shift that we're seeing, although it's very prevalent in the Black community, it's not just us. Every people around this entire country are really having an issue with how the government is handling this. It's not just Black people. But the reason that you're hearing from us is because our community is where they're being most prevalently placed. And that's our issue. That's our issue.
I ask you a question about that $9,000 program they had where they was giving migrants $9,000 and basically setting them up in a home while Black people get criticized if they get food stamps or Section 8. We call lazy. We call all kind of names. We had Brandon Johnson is giving people who didn't pay a dime of taxes in Chicago.
Not a dime. Well, not, and you know what? It wasn't just $9,000. You got to think about this. They had job fairs that was specifically for them, where they were hired on the spot. They not only giving them housing, giving them furniture, giving them clothing.
Ain't that discrimination? Like, just having, y'all hear about that? Man, I forgot where is that, but they was having a get together. There was a party somewhere, and it was just for Black people. Only Black people go. And there was an uproar. Like, we can't do nothing on our own. We can't have nothing on our own. But they ain't know they giving them $9,000 in a crib. They was giving them $9,000 in a crib with furniture, and we can't get what? So let me get this straight. Chicago, they done got 90 mil. Then they got another program where the migrants get 9,000 with the crib, with the furniture. This is crazy. And we can't get nothing, bruh. We imagine how many struggling Black families, homeless Black families, single mothers that struggling, single fathers that struggling, that could use that 9,000 with the crib. But they tell us, every time we say we need something, they tell us, yo, we lazy. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps. We the only race that get told that. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps. We the only, but everybody else get programs. Even the niggas that's illegal getting programs. They got a dreamer. I knew a couple of people that had the little dreamer act. I couldn't get the dreamer shit. You feel me? Like, I wanted the dreamer act shit. You feel me? I wanted to go to college out the dreamer. They ain't give us. They don't give us. That's like, my mind is getting blown right now. Pause. This is crazy.
And providing needs for them that they didn't even provide for them. These people came here, they got cell phones, they got cars. You know, we have some people who are seniors who are able to get the government phones, but our regular pookie them on the street, y'all, they can't get no cell phone. Our brothers who are coming out from out of prison, you know, who are practicing recidivism, they're not giving them work vouchers. They're not setting them up in jobs. They're not telling companies, hey, go ahead and hire them. And then, you know, the kicker about that part is we got these people coming over here. We don't know who they are. We don't know if they're criminals. We don't know if Venezuela has opened up their jails, which I heard, and let them out and just dispersing them over here.
And if y'all know, there's Venezuelans. If y'all don't know, Venezuelans is the most out of everybody in the South America. That's the most people that's coming over here is the Venezuelans.
We don't know who we're getting.
And it goes down over there.
These people in, we're dropping them off in our communities. And if you drive past some of the police stations and some of the shelters where these people are being housed, there's all kinds of crimes being committed. They're coming here selling drugs. They're committing crimes. They're turning to prostitution. And so you have these things right in the center of our already disinvested in communities. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
And I know you're upset. Now, I trust me, I'm with you 100%. So, but they mad at you when you talk about you don't want to vote Democrat in 2024. After you said all of that, they're mad at you. The other guy told you because you were talking about Republican. Who'd say you even talking about voting Republican? You mentioned it, hey, I'm gonna try something else, or you can even try the couch. Either or.
I'm voting Republican.
You voting Republican. All right. So let's get into that. Because I want to hear it. Let me know why you want to vote for Republican. Because some black people, I know where they at. And listen, I know our people. When you speak against the Democrat Party, you speaking against Big Mama. You speaking against the grandpappy. You speaking against auntie, uncle, because we have been literally raised to be Democrats. So when you speak against Democrats, you're going against their upbringing. That's why you get so much pushback when you mention anything outside of that. But let me know your reasons why you say, you know what, I'm going to vote for the Republican Party.
Here's my thing. What is the definition of insanity? The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. We've been voting Democrat as a people for how many years? And how many strides have we made? If anything, everything that is happening in our community has rolled backwards. Now, let me make a point too, to say that the Republican Party is not faultless in that. But daggone it, better the devil I know. See, I know how they feel about me.
Exactly. And that's the main reason why a bunch of black people is going to say, fuck it, we going to vote for Trump. Fuck it, whatever Republican that's running in my state, fuck it, we going to go. Because we know what we going to get with them. We know what we going to get with them. We know they don't like us. We know it. But I'd rather, like the lady said, I'd rather deal with a nigga I know don't like me than deal with somebody who tell me they like me, but their actions it shows different. I'd rather deal with somebody who tell me they like me and their actions show they don't like me. You feel me? Instead of somebody telling me they like me, but their actions show they don't like me. Matter of fact, their actions show they trying to get me up out of here and get somebody new. That's why a lot of black people like, bro, like that one black dude said in that other video, man, Trump straight up and down. We know what we're gonna get with him. Like, we know what we're gonna get with him. We know what we're gonna get with the Republicans. So we know. So now we know how to move accordingly. Cause we know what we're gonna get with them. So all right, we gotta move this way. We gotta do it. We gotta come together more. We gotta get stronger more. We gotta do this. We know how we're gonna have to move accordingly. But I don't want nobody that's gonna lie to me and make me docile and make me comfortable, then bang, strike me with some more, strike me and take me out. You feel me? I don't want that. I don't want to be around a person like that. Give me a racist nigga over a white man. Give me a white racist man. I'd rather take a white racist man over I'd rather take a white racist in your face man than a white racist a white man that's hiding his racism. You feel me? Like, give me the man with the out racism instead of this nigga that's hiding his racism. You feel me? That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm almost done. I'm at work, y'all. It's almost time for me to go. I've been on here for a good little minute now. I'm almost done.
You understand? I know that they ain't really gonna rock with me the way that I would want them to rock with me. But what I can respect is the fact that you're gonna tell me that, but you're not going to smile in my face and tell me that I'm down for you, but then everything that you're showing me is something different. And see, black people seem to forget that the crime bill, the war on drugs, welfare reform, all of those things that tore down our black families happened under the Democratic Party. We forget about that, which is why I did not support Hillary Clinton. Because my thing is this, that was your husband, but you didn't stand up and say, hey man, listen, we can't do this to these people. We can't have that. You didn't say anything. If anything, you probably doubled down on it. And so, see, we have to think about those kinds of things. And when you think about that, and when you think about the fact that Clinton ran on being tough on crime and what tough on crime meant to our people. See, when you think about those kinds of things, it's not so hard to say, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. And the straw that broke the camel's back for me was when we showed up at City Hall in the hundreds, and City Hall has never had that many Black people show up at city council meetings in the history of this city. And when we all show up, and we're saying to you, we want you to vote against the sanctuary city status. When we're saying to you, this is not okay with us, and you basically thumb your nose up at us. Oh no, oh no. And then one more point to that. I came home, and before I really started coming out against Brandon and the Democratic Party, I called Brandon Johnson's office. I had a cell phone. It used to take him a couple of weeks to get back to me, but at some point he would call me back or send me a text. I called Brandon. I called Congressman Davis. I called my state representative. I called my state senator. I called my state congressman. And when I tell you, and these are people that I know, people that I've supported, people that I've gotten out and campaigned for, so they know me.
Are you looking for good paying jobs that you can raise a family on? Are you looking for good paying jobs that you can raise a family on? President Biden has
me. It ain't like I'm some person, you know, that's calling the office that they don't know. I didn't get a call back. It was radio silence. We out there fighting for our park. Other than the alderman, and that was only because he had to come because we was going to try and fetter his if he didn't. But other than our alderman, none of the other elected officials showed up. And see, my thing is, if you're not going to stand with us and stand up for us, or you got to do it in secret, no, I ain't with that. Because at some point, the politics can't just be about politics. It has to begin to be about the people. And so when you show me that you ain't about the people, I'm done messing with you.
So,
and I think that's a good part to end it right there. If you're not with us, you against us. If you're not for the people, if you're not with the people, you against the people. Like she just broke it down, the crime bill, all those bills, the crime bill, the Asian bill, all these things they done passed. You feel me? The sentencing bills, all these bills that they done passed to go against us. You feel me? That's why she said she right. It's not hard after we go through everything that the Democrats did. After we go through everything the Democrats did to us, it's not hard to say, you know what? I'm just gonna vote for the Republicans. Because the Democrats have not shown in no way, they have not taken no action to help Black people. They did no policies to help Black people. They ain't gave us no money to help Black people. They ain't did nothing for us but give us lip service. So if you one of them people that's out there that's gonna vote, man, I feel like you should vote Republican. If you one of them people, Black people that vote Democrat all the time, I feel like it's time to switch it up and change it. Because the Democrats ain't doing nothing for us. We just watched a video of Biden from 4 years ago talking about he gonna do this and do that, do this and do that. He ain't did nothing. He just gave us nothing but lip service, and 4 years later, we still ain't got nothing. Matter of fact, the migrants, he done gave the migrants more than us. Nigga, the Asians got something. Nigga, the illegal immigrants got something. Nigga, Israel got something. Nigga, other countries got something. Before the niggas in the country got something. So it's done. We done with the Democrats. We done with that illegal. We done with the politics. We done with the Democrats. If y'all ain't gonna stand, if y'all ain't gonna do what we wanna, if y'all ain't gonna do what we want y'all to do, you out of here. If you tell us you promise us something, if that promise don't happen, you out of here. Matter of fact, if you saying we ain't gonna get no money, we ain't even gonna vote for you. There's no money involved, there's no policy involved, there's no type of policy or money involved, we not even gonna look at you. We not even gonna look at you. As soon as you do a bill for the illegal immigrants before us, you out of here. You out of here. But this all started from Biden. All of this started from Biden. Like the lady said, Biden could shut the border down right now. Biden could stop all of this right now if he wanted to, but he don't, because he wants all of these people to come over here. He wants that. The Democrats need that. Because the black people is done with the Democrats. We done with them. We done with them. The Democrats done showed us that we are not a priority. They look at other groups as a priority. Even though they claim we get them into office, they still don't do nothing for us. They haven't done nothing for black women. Black women still get it's crazy how black women get killed in it's crazy how black women get treated in this country. It's just crazy how black people get treated in this country. But yet a crime bill was made for the Asians. I'm just leave it there, man. I'm about to get off work. I just decided to get on here with y'all till I got off work, man. But thank y'all for listening. Please like, please share, and please subscribe, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.